now like to welcome the Manager of Aboriginal Sector Development for Museums and Galleries, New South Wales, and past Curator of the Powerhouse Museum, Steve Miller.
Coming at the or towards the end of such a long list of speakers, I'd like to first of all acknowledge that the traditional custodians of the land we're on today and the elders past and present, and thank you for your patience. I think this is a joyous celebration, and it's so typical of Gordon and Elaine that they are able to bring together such a diverse banquet of people. It's just in their nature. If you'll indulge me for a moment in a personal story, just today, it's ironic that this exhibition launch is called How Ironic, because I have my own how ironic story of getting here, and that was ironic, as Elaine knows. I was dropped off by the barricade, but it was a completely different barricade, you know, probably a couple of kilometres over that way. And we should know, don't trust the men in black suits, you know, never mind what Will Smith said in Men in Black. But there were these, you know, official-looking men in black suits walking ahead of me, and I thought, this must be the way. And it happened to be a wedding reception in the tea rooms, who would have thought? So, you know, I rang Elaine, and with great respect, Elaine, it wasn't all that helpful. But it didn't matter, because one of the things that struck me where I was, it was the bushland setting, and I immediately thought of Gordon's Black Fairies, some of my favourite work. And without even thinking, I just headed off. I had no anxiety. I just thought, I said to you, I'm sure there's a shortcut. And away I went, you know, and I did not diverge for a single moment, and I swear those black fairies were guiding me, Gordon, and I didn't have a drink till I got here, so, you know, it's all true. And for this, you know, concrete curry, thank you again for another experience I'll never forget, traipsing through the bush, but knowing exactly where I was going. So, you know, look, it's great to see everyone. You should all get a chance to speak. I should mention the other irony of that was when Elaine rang me on Thursday and asked me to speak, I didn't hesitate. I said to her, how can I turn down an opportunity like that? And when I hung up the phone, I thought, the first thematic, I guess, that came to mind was the road less travelled. So indeed, that's what I undertook, the road less travelled, because that's what I think of Gordon and Elaine. You know, they had a choice, but there was no question, particularly as far as Gordon was concerned. There was the road less travelled. In a time when, you know, Aboriginal art was just beginning to become known for this, you know, this sort of work from the Central Desert, there was Gordon, and he truly deserves the title of the grandfather of urban Aboriginal art, because he had no fear in his painting. He knew what he had to say and what needed to be said. And it's not easy art in that sense. It makes you question. It makes you think. And I look at judgment by his peers here, and just like this work here, it's telling in the Aboriginal sense. There's a sense of past, present and future encapsulated in that painting, and that is the gift of a true Aboriginal artist, I believe. There was another quote that guided me yesterday from social networking of all places, and I have to paraphrase. It was from Winston Churchill, and he said, I pity you if you have no enemies, because it means you have never stood up for anything in your life. And I look at Gordon and Elaine, and they inspire me in that sense, to stand up and not be afraid. Yes, you will make enemies, and it's not an easy road, and I think we all know that it hasn't been an easy road for them, particularly, you know, in the last few years. And we all owe a debt, black and white, to Gordon and Elaine for the history that they've captured in the works that they've created, and, you know, my gratitude, and I think the gratitude of everyone here because of that, sincerely. I suppose, you know, if you got Elaine's message, it said, you know, thank you for all you've done, and I immediately think, oh, I wish I could have done more. But the occasion, I suppose, where, you know, and someone else earlier mentioned about Aboriginal art being eternal, and I think of our relationship like being eternal because I can't remember the beginning, and I'm sure there is no end. But the highlight, I think, for us was when I did the Athens exhibition for the Cultural Olympiad, and I was leading a team that included, well, it was 2 museums, the Powerhouse Museum in Sydney and the Melbourne Museum, you know, representing Australia's 2 Olympic cities as a gift back to the home of the Olympics, and it was called Our Place, representing our place being here and our place in the world. And even, you know, no degree of difficulty with a team like that, and going off to Athens in another language and everything. And we didn't take the easy road. It would have been so easy just to say, here's a bundle of art and craft and, you know, slap a few things on the walls. But we wanted to tell our story in an epic sense and encapsulate it in an exhibition. And right from the very first meeting, when we started to map that out as thematics, there was no question. I put my hand up that Gordon's work, which has various titles about the redcoats are coming and coming through the heads, and there are many examples of it. I think there's one out here. But to me, again, it encompasses that past, present and future, where you see the mimic spirits shrieking in the trees as the redcoats are coming, and the forbidding sense of what is to come, what is going to happen to them and to our culture. And it had such a dramatic impact as it was juxtaposed opposite a section on our land usage and our connection to land, and here was the start of this cultural disruption, and Gordon has for all time captured that for all of us. And even through the hard times, when in the previous gallery, when the Blackfella Dreaming Gallery, when you had it in Oxford Street, and literally, you know, out the back you had nothing but the kitchen sink, literally, and a gas burner, but could still, alongside the strength of your conviction, there is that generosity. And I have to speak of both of you because it's the yin and yang of a wonderful partnership and the strength that's given you both through all these years. And I salute that as well. But, you know, with just even in those meagre spaces, they could create a wonderful dinner party with the most eclectic collection of people and discussions and arguments and debates, and it was, you know, just wonderful, your generosity. So I'm so grateful to see, and congratulations that you've got this at last, and congratulations, can I also say, taking the road less travelled, congratulations to the Parks and Wildlife Foundation, which, you know, connected through this enormous bureaucracy of Parks and Wildlife and Office of Environment and Heritage and Department of Country Culture and, you know, the Premier's Department, and yet at the moment what I see, they're doing more for our living Aboriginal artists than Arts New South Wales is doing, so good on you and congratulations.
Now that was the end of our official guest speakers, but I believe we have one more who'd like to make an impromptu speech. Is that right, Elaine?
Yeah.
Oh, can I say one more thing? Yes, while Gordon's work encompasses Aboriginal land, always was, always will be, if someone could give me a lift back to the main road, that would be really appreciated.
Is there anything you want to say a few words?
Yeah.
Did you want to say a few words?
Yeah, that's good. Can I go ask you, Elaine?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Hi everyone. I've known Gordon and Elaine for over 10 years. I used to look after their gallery when I was about 19, 20, and I'm still supporting them to this day. I just wanted to wrap up today's, gathering with just a nice light-hearted story. I work in HIV and AIDS. Michael Kirby is a supporter of mine. He also works in HIV and AIDS, and the Honourable Michael Kirby, sorry, excuse me. Michael was invited to be part of a eminent persons group in London, and was invited by the Queen to for a week of dinners and whatnot. So he took one of Gordon's paintings to the Queen and presented that to her. So I just wanted to share that with all of you, because I'm very proud of Gordon and what he's achieved, and hopefully with more to come. So just a nice way to wrap up today's gathering.